Hello, how are you? We got to focus in on this Napoli team right now. Absolutely struggling. The Scudetto hangover is very real, and now reports suggesting that the manager, Walter Mazzarri, could be out after their draw this weekend. What more can you tell us?
Yes, we're actually waiting for the official statement because Walter Mazzarro won't be on the bench against FC Barcelona on Wednesday. I was listening to you, and I'm absolutely on the same page. So it's a very risky choice. It's a very difficult decision to make. But Francesco Calzona, the current Slovakian national team coach, will be in charge of Napoli for the following 4 months. It's the first time ever that a club that won the Scudetto last year changes two coaches in the same season. So it's something really, really difficult to understand, difficult to break down as well. But that's the situation Napoli are, and it's always difficult timing. You know, when you need to fire the coach. I don't know if it's better right now after the Barcelona game. The reality is that Walter Mazzarri didn't have the trust anymore of the owner of the club, Aurelio De Laurentiis. So in these cases, I think it's always the best thing to do is to change as soon as possible. So it would be interesting to see this new manager that it's not really famous around, but he was assistant coach of Maurizio Sarri before and Luciano Spalletti as well of Napoli. So he knows for sure the club, he knows the city, he knows what he has to do, and he will have a very difficult job for the next 4 months.
All right, now, Francesco, obviously, Napoli are having a very, very difficult season. They've changed their manager twice. On the other side of it, we see Roma, who have now changed their manager to Daniele De Rossi and started to see an uptick in results, a fantastic win over the weekend. We're even seeing an 18-year-old center back score a curler. I don't know if we'd ever really see that under Jose Mourinho's Roma. What have you made of Daniele De Rossi's tenure so far?
I think it's been impressive. A part of the 4 wins he already had in the last month, I was really impressed by the Inter game that he actually lost last week. But it was the really only team that really put Inter in that kind of position in the league this season. They were taking the ball. Inter were really struggling the first half. And then, of course, Inter are in an amazing moment. They won 4-0 against Salernitana on Friday, destroying Salernitana. I think it was impressive the way Roma lost. I know it's difficult to say that, but that's the reality. And Daniele De Rossi, you see the character here with the players and also with the fan base. It was not easy at all to replace Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho was really beloved by the fans. He was one of them. So taking the job right now was a difficult task for De Rossi, but so far so good. And I think he has chances to stay at the club next year as well, because he's proving on the pitch that he has the right spirit. And also, not only that, but he's proving to be a very good coach, because Roma are playing well. They are keeping more the ball. They are playing the 4-line back defense, or something different from the past. But in few weeks, he was able to turn things around, and now they are in the race for the top 4 place.
That new coach bump really working out for Roma at the moment. Meanwhile, for AC Milan, just a bad day at the office with that 4-2 loss against Monza. We had a red card, a penalty, a late equalizer, and then an even later match winner. What was your takeaway, Francesco, from that match?
Well, it wasn't a good first half for AC Milan, for sure. I think also had to do with the impact of some players. Coach Stefano Pioli decided to bench players such as Pulisic, such as Leao, such as Olivier Giroud. So he made some changes also because AC Milan played on Thursday against Rennes. So probably some of these players were not fit and could play for 90 minutes. But the reality was that Monza were the better side for the first half. And then right after the red card, to Luka Jovic, actually the game changed a bit, and AC Milan was able to turn the things around and scored 2 goals. But then in the moment that they were basically trying to score the third one, they conceded 2 goals. So I think the most important aspect to underline about this AC Milan this season is about the goal conceded. In the top 10, there is no team that conceded more goals than AC Milan. We have to go, I think, to the 13 or 14 place. Lecce considered more goals than AC Milan in the league this season. So that's an issue, a big issue that AC Milan until now were not able to fix. And the repercussions are that they're not able to compete for the title this season.
Now, Francesco, what is the feeling around Stefano Pioli's management of the team so far or right now? Because they're in a little bit of an interesting position. Obviously, sitting in third place. Third place feels like it could be theirs, but they could push for second, even though they're ostensibly out of the title race. Pioli's come under a lot of criticism this season, but his team is sitting in a decent position. How do people make of his job so far?
I think there is a lot of talking right now about his future. Many fans want him to be out of the end of the season, while others defend him because he was one of the main character behind the Scudetto win 2 years ago. I think he's also suffering the fact that Inter, the city rivals, are doing great this season. So the comparison is there. You can see one side of the city cheering at the club, and probably in less than 2 months, they will be around the streets celebrating the title, while the other side of the city is not and probably won't. So I compare the position of Stefano Pioli to the one that Simone Inzaghi last year. I don't know if you remember. Simone Inzaghi was in a very difficult spot at one point in March, more or less, where they were losing games. They were out of the top 4 as well in their case. But the Champions League in that case saved him. And of course, the final loss to Manchester City was a big result for Inter. A big achievement for the club, also on international level. I think that Stefano Pioli can do the same with the Europa League this season. I don't know if he's going to win it or not, but going to the final stages of the Europa League will be crucial for AC Milan and also for him to save the job next season.
It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the Serie A season unfolds, because right now, Francesco, it feels like it's not a matter of if, but when Inter are going to lock it up at the top of the table. My question for you is, why hasn't it really been all that close in this title race in Serie A, at least for the last few weeks and maybe even months of the season?
Well, actually, 1 month ago, we were here talking about Inter going to Saudi Arabia playing the Super Cup, 1 point behind Juventus, actually. So I think Inter were really good in that moment to win some games, to stay there close to Juventus. And then when they won the Scudetto clash, we can say, against Juve, that moment completely changed on a psychological point of view the title race, I think. But Inter, if you look at the stats, if you look at the numbers, are dominating the season, as you were saying, since the beginning. But Juventus also did a very good run until last month, basically. So they were close to Inter, even if the numbers were not that good as Inter. So credit to Juventus, but then on the long term, Inter showed to be the best team, and they're deserving to be 9 points ahead.
Yeah, it would take a pretty big collapse for things to change, it feels like, at the top. Francesco, thanks for the time. We'll chat again real soon.
Grazie.
Always nice to talk with you. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.